Hi everybody, welcome back to Dave's Garage. I'm Dave. Today we're going to look at what finally came as the table for my lathe, and we're going to get that out and assemble it, get it leveled up, and I'll show you a few things about these lathes, how to check them, and make some adjustments and clean it up and get it ready to use. Maybe even make a test cut and see what's going on. Just got back from kind of a crazy weekend. I flew down to Phoenix, Arizona, drove down to Indianapolis, flew to Minnesota because I had to get a connecting flight, and then on to Phoenix. And Friday night I was in Phoenix, and my son has been living there. He moved to Minnesota, but he had to go back to Phoenix, and he drove down a few days earlier, and he was going to tie up some loose ends, and he got very sick. So his brother and I, we both flew down there and got him back on his feet, and then we drove him back to Minneapolis from Phoenix, and we did that Saturday and Sunday, and we dropped one son off in Kansas City, and he flew back to Ann Arbor, Michigan, and then I continued the journey to Minnesota, and then I flew back Sunday night, and then it's a 3-hour drive from Indianapolis to my house, so I got in about 12:30 and then drove back to Angola. And so, and I'm back up today and just start over again and get going. So, so we'll get that thing unboxed. All right, let's I'll save you the trouble of watching me untape everything and cut this open, but we'll take a look in here and see what the heck this is. Instructions, hardware, and this is the bottom side of the table. It's fully adjustable. It's got a wooden top, and I'll bring you over and show you the details. So here's the bottom side. I'm going to put it up on this. This is my model car painting table bench thing that I work off from. I have a few to choose from, and I just choose to ruin this one. So there's everything we're gonna have. So I'll get this all out, and when I get things unpacked, we'll put it together. All right, got it assembled. It took about 30 minutes or so, maybe a little bit longer. Everything fit precisely. All of the fasteners, except for two, and I'm going to tell you about that in a second, they precisely line up, and it was a very straightforward assembly. The only thing that was missing was there's a couple of small metric screws that hold this plug bank in, power strip, I guess. But fortunately, I'm very well organized, and I have assorted small metrics, and I was able to come up with a couple small matching screws to cover that. So yay, yay, yay! Saving that stuff pays off for once, and I did not have to make a trip to Menards or the local hardware store to hunt and search and find very small metric fasteners. So I guess now we'll get it put up on legs. It's got leveling feet and vibration dampening pads, and get it put in place and leveled up. Well, not much to see here. That is fairly level, I would say, in that direction. Let's check a little off front to back, so I'll make some adjustments. All right, on the level for using this carpenter's level, we could get really crazy, but I don't own a machinist level. But This is pretty close, and then front to back, we're pretty close. So also when you're leveling a table too, you can feel the weight being bore on each one of these adjustable feet, and you want the weight to feel about the same on each one. So if you get the thing level and then just check the feet and see if you got one that isn't bearing any weight, and just screw it down so it'll bear some weight. That way when the weight that we put on the table, which is the lathe, gets on there, it won't change the level very much. Okay, there you have it. Had to put some of the handles back on and make some quick adjustments. The shield was broken, and the reason why is because this shield was misadjusted. You can hear a micro switch kicking on and off, and it won't run unless that's, there we go. So sounds okay. Change gears sound okay. The next thing will be is maybe do some shake test. Here's the jib adjustments. I can feel that there isn't a whole lot of shake, but this cross slide is a little stiff, so that might be a little bit on the tight side. And I'll just go get my magnetic indicator base, and we'll just see what we got. All right, so let's check the compound first, see what the, got 12 thousandths. That's way too much. So I'll make a couple little adjustments and see if we can't tighten that up. Okay, I'm not sure how clear this is coming out, but this is kind of the way that you do this. You have to kind of feel your way through. There's no instructions, but each one of these socket heads, cap screws, is bore up against a wedge in there that follows the dovetail, and that's called a jib. And we just gently tighten those up till we get down to, now we're down to about, I don't know if you can see that, but somewhere around 5 thousandths shake, and then we run it back and forth and see if there's any tight spots, and make sure the nuts aren't bore up against the side of the, those are lock in place. I always like to start with the middle one and then work my way out. That one feels a little tight. And then this one is a little tight. But you want even pressure on all of them. See the difference there in how smooth it works. But you see with every crank I'm moving that indicator back and forth. Now some of it's just the deflection of the whole machine because it's so light, but also, we still have to do this cross slide too, which that's probably moving some as well. So it's just a matter of working all of these slides in before you start making cuts. Then after we get everything kind of tightened up the way we want it and have a good smooth feel, I'll probably turn something in there and see if it's got any taper in it. And take a look at the finish, because you can kind of tell what's going on too with the finish. So in a nutshell, that's kind of the process. Also there's I think another lock or something that I've got to put on this that's laying in this little toolbox. So that is what you do when you buy one of these little lathes. Is if you do these things, you can get them to cut fairly accurately, and they will wear evenly and last a good long time, and you'll get some good results. So that's what I got to say about that. So let's move on to the next thing. I'll work on getting this thing adjusted, and then we're going to move on to the next thing for this video. All right, made some adjustments, and things are starting to smooth up a little bit. The only thing that I can't figure out is how we turn this compound. Not sure on that. I'm going to have to look it over a little bit better. There should be something to lock it or unlock it, and there's some recessed hole here. It may have to reach in there. The instructions don't tell you anything about any of this, so we're just kind of on a discovery mission here. So this is with the carriage in gear, and I can pull it down to 144 RPM. Did not really change, but it's loping, so I'm not sure what that means. But kind of yep. I'll play with it a little bit more. It's going to be kind of a fun thing to have. Thanks for watching. So the next thing you want to do is indicate the chuck in, and usually you use a nice piece of drill rod or something. Helps a lot, but here we go with. It's looking like we're getting maybe a thou. There's some marks on this center drill I'm using, so it's following those. But it's looking like we're running about a thou and a half run out, which is I don't know about what to expect for this. So that's next thing, and the next step would be to put an indicator in this chuck and indicate the tailstock in and see if we're parallel between centers, say over 10 inches or so. So that's just, I took the chuck off, and it indicates the outside diameter of the chuck, though, which is not something that you want to follow, because when they manufacture chucks, they run the chuck, but they use a grinder inside, so that you can be out of concentricity but still have true chuck jaws. So, but you don't want it walking back and forth face-wise. So I took the bolts off, the nuts off, cleaned all the mating surfaces, deburred them, and put it back together again. So seems to be running fairly true, and the machine sounds more smooth and better all the time that I make adjustments. So I think when they assemble these, they don't really exactly have like technicians assembling them. They just probably grab somebody and say, you're going to assemble these today, and put them together and get them shipped out. So it's literally might not be a bad idea to just completely disassemble this thing and reassemble it with some care and thought to it. It's a start. It's a start. So I guess probably over time be able to produce some relatively, kind of precise parts on this thing. So for doing little trim jobs and things, I think it'll be good. Not too bad. Still got to play around a little bit with the center line of the tool. It's rubbing a little bit of stock off, but getting curly Q chips and stuff, so that's all right. The half nut, it'll feed fairly evenly. You can turn these dials back to 0 and adjust them so you can keep track of where you're at. The only thing I don't like is the carriage lifts up pretty easily off the bedways. So I think probably for garage use, this is going to work out good. Thanks for watching. Please like and subscribe. we've got more things to do, and we'll be able to move on with the wheelie bar project for the Chevelle. So that's what's coming up next is we're going to get those wheelie bars mounted on there. I got to clean up some of this material and packing material and crates and things and get the garage straightened up, and then off we go. We'll be making some projects. Thanks for watching. Like and subscribe. It's Dave's Garage 249. Thanks.